Hello.
Hi
I'm so
there.
excited.
Dude, same. Okay, we can finally talk about this freaking book. We've been waiting for like, I don't know, five days, I think, since we
It's
decided
been like a week,
to
yeah.
read this. Yeah, it's been like a week. And I just finished it today, so I'm super ready. Before we immediately start talking about Fourth Wing, our beloved dragon babies, welcome to the Girl Dinner Podcast. It's run by me, Elena, and my bestie, Haley.
Hello.
And we're here to, have a little bit of girl dinner, chit chat about the books that we love, maybe books that we don't love so much, just depends. We're just
We
here
don't
to
know
talk about
until
some
we get in
books.
here. We've
Yeah.
made an executive decision to not speak to each other at all while we read these books. So while we would normally be frantically texting one another when something crazy happens, we're not allowed to do that. We have to write it all down and then we just talk about it here. So we've been dying for the last week.
The whole time. And I don't want to be disingenuous. I do want to be honest. We do text each other. It's just no context. Oh my God. What the fuck is happening? Oh my God.
Yeah, we don't know where each other's at though. We don't include any emotions if we ask where the other person is at, like what chapter we're on. It's very vague.
Yes.
So I don't know her thoughts about anything.
Yes, same. That was one thing that was really important to us going into this, was that anytime we read a book, we'd be coming into it with fresh thoughts. The other one doesn't know what's going on. And everything is just our first take and our genuine reactions to the book. So
also, this is probably going to be very rated R.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is not for children. So if you have children, probably don't. Well, keep your kids. Just don't listen to this with your kids. Do you feel me?
Or if you don't want to keep your kids, I don't know. That's up to you. That's a personal decision.
That's on you. What also is on you is that you should probably read this book, honestly. I would recommend this to people. I thoroughly enjoyed it. First impressions, the book is really pretty. I got the hardcover. It's very shiny. I really loved like the logo design and everything. I don't know. It's very captivating. Like you said a little earlier when we were talking before we started the episode, you do kind of get like the Divergent Hunger Games type of vibe. I definitely
from like
feel what you were
the
saying
golden age of like early YA dystopian fantasy. It gives those vibes.
Oh, for sure.
It got really, really hype on TikTok, and like I understand why, but it got to the point where it felt like people were just saying that this was the best book ever and that everybody was going to love it. And it is not that. It definitely has its faults.
Oh yeah.
There
and
are
I only
some
say
things
oh yeah
that gave
because
me...
the ick.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, give me the ick a little bit.
Was it every time she saw Xaden and made some horrible remark about how smoking hot he was or whatever the hell that was happening? Because, God.
Or just the fact that she's literally horny all the time in the most inappropriate situations. Like, she's about to die. Other people are dying.
Dude, I'm convinced that this girl could be at her grandmother's funeral and she would look back at Xaden and be like, what if I threw it back over my grandmama's casket? Would you love me then?
Or like, oh my God. So I know that this is like kind of a popular trope when it comes to like romance or romantasy. Some of the things she said about like the size of him, the sheer size of him. His arms are massive.
Okay, well,
we get it. He's big.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, all right? We want to go ahead and try to kind of recap the book overall for you, laced with no shortage of our opinions. We are not meant to be a perfect synopsis podcast. That's not what this is, okay? Like,
you want that? Go listen to Carrie Can Read. Man, she tears it up.
Yeah, definitely. We're not her. Ours is probably going to be a little sloppy, and it'll get the point across. You'll know what the book is about for sure. Don't worry. But
spoilers too. I mean, if you hadn't gathered at this point.
We're going to spoil the whole book for you. So if you haven't read it, like, you won't need to read it after this. I mean, you could, but you're already going to know
probably should still read it because this is not good.
We're going to leave out like so many things, and they're going to be like, what? These bitches, like, what's going on here?
The whole point of this is just for us to be able to talk about this damn book, and hopefully somebody enjoys listening to our bullshit. That's really the gist.
That's the whole thing. In the spirit of hoping you listen to our bullshit, Fourth Wing starts off in Basgiath. Is that how we say it? Basgiath?
Girl, okay. So I'm already gonna get off on a tangent. Yes.
Okay.
But there was there's been so much drama about Rebecca Yarros using like traditional Gallic words and not pronouncing them correctly. So even what she says isn't the right way to say these words. And I'm going to let you guys know right now, we're going to mispronounce all sorts of shit. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to let you know right now. It doesn't matter if these are Gallic or non-Gallic words. They're still going to be mispronounced by me, period.
Not like no disrespect to any cultures, just sometimes my
It's
brain
fantasy.
yeah, my brain does not process things in a reasonable manner, and if something gets stuck in my head when I'm reading a book, even if I know it's the wrong way to say something, it's really hard to get that particular pronunciation out of your head once you've like read half the book. I
Oh,
digress.
agreed. 1000%. So anyway, we are in Basgiath, as we are going to call it. If you hate
Mhm.
that, please don't set me on fire or something. Basgiath is a dragon rider college.
Not just a
And
dragon rider college, it's like a war college. So there are 4 quadrants because there's also infantry, so they're like
mhm,
the foot soldiers, and then we have the dragon riders and the
mhm,
scribes
mhm.
and the
And then the
healers.
healers. Yes,
Yeah.
the healers. Our protagonist is this girl named Violet, and she's
Mhm.
a super huge like bookworm, and she's got this disease that's like kind of talked
Yeah.
about, or this affliction to her
So
body.
it's they don't say what it is, but it is what is it? Ehlers-Danlos. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's EDS,
Okay.
and actually Rebecca Yarros has the same disease, and essentially it
Oh,
like
that's really
makes
interesting.
like your muscles and your ligaments are like really weak. So things that would not injure a normal person or would, leave like a normal person with like a bruise. People with this, I mean, their bones can break really easily.
Holy
Like,
crap.
yeah, they can
Okay.
dislocate shoulders really easily. I don't know. It's not just shoulders,
Dude,
but like
well, that makes
any
sense because her shoulder gets
joint.
dislocated several times in this book. So,
Violet gets fucked up in this book.
dude, she does. She takes a lot of pain. Like, it's kind
Mhm.
of insane.
And we should
That's
mention
really
that
cool.
she's not just a bookworm. She had trained her whole life to go
Yeah, to
into
be a
the scribes
scribe.
quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then her
So,
mom is like a big badass general lady, and she's like, no, no
yeah.
daughter of mine's gonna be a scribe, even though she married a scribe. Makes no
Right.
sense.
Yeah, she was a little strange with that, but she is like one of the like head generals of the war
Hmm.
college.
Not just the
She's
war college of like all of
like the kingdom. It's
yeah,
kind of
the
strange how it's like interlaced. Is kind of like they have like official business kind of tied in with this like war college at the same time. Like
mhm.
there didn't seem to be a lot of separation in that, so that at
Well, no,
times
because I
did
mean
get a little
the war
confusing.
college is like training the military to fight for
That's true.
the
That's true. That's a good point.
country. I think because
Okay,
I think
yeah,
it's a
that makes sense.
country. They're on a
Yeah, it's like
continent. There's
it's a country, a
multiple.
kingdom, that kind of
Yeah,
vibe. Like I don't know. Like we said, this is not like the best book ever written, but it is a very great book and it is very entertaining.
it's
And
fun. It's a
we love
fun
it.
book.
It's fun. It is a fun book. So, like we said, Violet is, she's trained to be a scribe her whole life, but the dad that trained her, like he's dead. He died a couple of years ago, we find out. And we're starting off with her going up to meet with her mother before
Mhm.
she starts this war college, essentially, because today is
Mhm.
conscription day. And on her way up to her mother's office, she hears like a woman arguing with her. And she realizes right away that the only woman that is trying to argue with her mother is her sister, Mira. So she has her older sister, Mira, who is a super badass dragon rider. And
Mhm.
she's there basically like, Mom, she's gonna die. Look at her. She's all weak and frail. Like, what will she do? She will implode.
As Violet is stumbling in the door because she can't even carry her backpack, and Mira's like, she can't even carry her backpack.
Yeah, literally.
After she's been
So
training for 6 months, this bitch can't even carry a backpack. I feel so bad for her.
yeah, she was really trying, but she was just like, it's not it. Basically, her mom tells her like, good luck. I'm not going to be able to acknowledge you. She's also kind of looking at her distastefully because a thing about Violet is that her hair starts off a normal like brunette color, right? But then it goes into like silver, like towards like at the halfway point and like for the rest of her hair. And her mom kind of sees this as like, oh, you're just projecting weakness. Like, look
Well,
at
because the
you.
reason why her hair is like that is because her mom had a horrible fever when she was.
Right.
So yeah, she's like, man, that just wrecked you. You're
Pretty
you're a
much. Like,
shambles of a human being.
whatever you think a mother should be, it's not this woman,
It is
I
not
assure
General
you.
Sorrengail. Yeah, no.
No, General Sorrengail, she is a grade A bitch. Moving along, she leaves her mom's office. She's like with her sister, and her sister is basically just trying to like word vomit all the things that she's going to need to survive. And she also gives her this super cool gift, which is this corset that is made out of her dragon's scales. And boy, does this corset, we never stop hearing about this corset, girl. She's wearing this corset every day, all day. She's
It's
sleeping in that
literally the
bitch.
only thing that keeps her alive through a
I
lot of
know,
it.
through so much, okay? So we're never going to stop hearing about this corset. Some of the advice that she gives her is that she shouldn't fuck boys in classes above her. She should definitely fuck boys, but she should not do it with anyone outside of her
Or
first
girls.
years.
Or girls.
Yeah, or girls,
We're not
anyone.
excluding anyone here,
Yeah.
except for people of a higher class, because no, you don't want anybody to think you fucked your way to the top. No, no.
Yeah. You want to exude that you're like competent and have strength, not that you suck a mean dick, which I'm sure both are fine. And you can also be super strong and
They're
awesome
not
and
mutually
suck a mean dick.
exclusive things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But starting off, you got to have a little bit of tact with the way you do things. Anyway, Mira tells Violet to find Dane because Dane was like her bestie growing up. Like they've known each other for years. Like he's going to be a second year. He went in last year, yada, yada, yada.
He will keep her safe.
Yeah, he's going to keep her safe. And right before they're like splitting apart, she's like, oh my God, I almost forgot to tell you, do not go near Xaden Ryerson? Ryerson? Okay, Ryerson.
That one I know.
Yeah, Violet's all confused and she's like, yeah, he is the son of the great betrayer or whatever the hell she called him.
The leader of the rebellion. Because in this universe, a ways back, there was a guy who tried to start a rebellion, and it was like dragon against dragon, and King Tari, I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's not in this book very much. Squashed the rebellion with the general, like the leader of the military, and everybody who was involved in it got murdered.
Yep.
And all of their children got marked with rebellion relics, which are like these magical tattoos that identify them as children of the people who were a part of the rebellion, the traitors. And his dad, was like the big guy in charge. Violet's mom killed him. So.
And also, his dad killed her brother Brennan.
Yeah. So there's a lot of bad blood there. I will say something that like struck me as odd in this part is she's like shipping Violet off. She's like, okay, here's some grippy boots. Here's all of this information. Don't fuck your superiors. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. There's also this dude who totally
will probably murder you.
Who totally has a vendetta and will probably try and kill you. I'm like, why was that not priority number one, Mira? Why did not fucking your superiors come after that? Why was that not the first thing?
That's a really good point. Honestly, I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, dude, I feel like with how good you are doling out this information, you would have thought that was a higher priority on your list to warn Violet about.
Yeah.
But I digress. Also, the uprising, it wasn't like 20 years ago, hundreds of years ago. It was like 6 or 7 years ago, right? Like it was still pretty recent-ish, I guess you could say. Anywho, her sister ditches and is like, good luck, girl. I'd hate to be an only child. Don't die. And Violet
literally
is like,
a line from the book.
Thank you.
To even get into this war college on conscription day, you have to cross the parapet, which is, in my mind, essentially like a balance beam between two mountains. At least that's how they make it sound. And if you fall off this thing, you're fucking dead. There is no
There's like
no
a
net.
really thin rock bridge, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's like super high up and the winds are like insane. So,
and it also happens to be raining this day.
Yeah.
So because Violet has the best luck in the world.
On her way to the top, she's climbing all these stairs. She meets a girl named Rhiannon, and she meets a boy named Dylan. Dylan, bless him, so sweet. I love Dylan. Dylan has a fiance back home. Dylan is full of hopes and dreams. Like, he is going to be a dragon rider at this college. You know what I mean? Like, you can really feel the resolve that seeps through the page.
Because Dylan's going to marry his fiance when he gets out of there. They didn't want to get married before he went in because that would be a jinx. But
yeah, for sure.
As soon as he graduates, graduates.
He's gonna be there with his fiance. They're gonna have a family. It's gonna be awesome.
That's part of the reason why he's excited to be a dragon rider, is because they get to get married sooner.
Right,
Because they
exactly.
have a
Like
more
dragon
likelihood of
riders.
dying, just in case you didn't gather that.
Right, right. Also, we do find out that the dragon riders are like at the peak of the hierarchy. They're like the most respected. Everybody looks up to them. Everybody knows they don't fuck around. They're like, they are up there. They are the ones that are most worshipped in this society, basically.
Because dragons are big and scary, and
Yeah.
if you are a dragon rider and you bond with the dragon, you can channel power through the dragon. You have like what's called a signet ability, and that allows you to like do crazy shit. But more on that later. Carry on, Elena.
So Violet is making her way to the top with her two new besties, full of stars in his eyes, Dylan, and no nonsense Rhiannon. Rhiannon seems like a pretty cool girl.
She does switch boots with Rhiannon. They like swap one boot because Rhiannon's wearing like some crazy smooth sole boots, and her sister has just given her some grippy ones, and it's like pouring rain. So she's like, "Bitch, put this boot on. I don't want you to die."
You'd think more people would have like the common sense to have like grippy shoes on something that requires balance.
There's a lot of things.
Lots of wind.
Yeah, a lot of things, a lot of people that are lacking common sense.
Yeah, definitely that. First across the bridge is Dylan. And Dylan is like doing great. He's getting it. He's making his way. And he actually slips and falls and plummets to his death. And that's it. Like Dylan's dead. Like he's
that's
just
the
gone.
Dylan.
Yeah, like he's... we got so much information about Dylan in the beginning, and I was like, okay, Dylan's probably going to be like an involved character, like whatever, type of thing. And he just dies, and I was like,
Dylan.
Okay, bye. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that it very, very quickly, right off the bat, you start this book and they let you know that probably shouldn't get attached to anyone because people gonna be dying.
Yeah, they could die.
At any second.
Yeah, right away, Violet immediately encounters Xaden. So that was cool. The guy that she was just warned about, 10 minutes ago, she's face to face with him. And instead of being like, oh my God, this is really bad, she's like, he's hot. Like, oh my God, he's so beautiful. Like, what's happening?
Massive, giant arms, onyx eyes.
And she's kind of convinced, like, oh my God, I just got here. Like, he's actually just going to throw me off. Like, oh my God. He's pretty indifferent to her. He's just kind of like, whatever, just you're probably going to die on this bridge anyway. Like, go ahead.
Why would I waste my time when the environment can do it for me?
Yeah, exactly. She is kind of psyching herself up when we meet the resident douchebag, Jack Barlow.
God, I hate this fucking guy. This whole book, this guy just fucking sucks.
This whole book, yeah, it's rough. So he basically comes along and he's just like that big idiot in high school that was like bigger than you. So he was just an asshole, just for the fuck of it. And he goes to like shove her off and she's like, oh, holy shit. And so she moves her little butt cheeks right across. And Rhiannon, we forgot to mention, Rhiannon is also gone. She's gone across. She's doing the thing.
She's dead. She's made it.
Yeah, she's made it. She's working her way to the other side. And Violet's trying to make her way to the other side. And Violet's a fucking nerd. So she just starts reciting all of these facts about the country. And that's how she's staying focused on like what's happening. Which is a
really creative way to just lore dump all over you.
Which honestly, yeah, it really is. So we learn a bunch of stuff that I didn't retain. It's fine. And she's like, talking it up when Jack Barlow, she realizes from behind her, actually just like turns around and he just waits for the other person that's trying out for this dragon college who has hopes and dreams. He just grabs that person and throws them off the bridge because he can. There's no rules.
And he's in the way of him getting to Violet, so
no, the kid was behind him. Jack.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he just throws the dude off the cliff.
Yeah, no, he turned around and he threw him off. That's why I was like, "Sir, that was so unnecessary. You are just."
And Violet's like, rude. "Oh shit, he means business."
Yeah, so he starts like coming for her. And now keep in mind, it is slick. It is windy as hell. Like you have to keep your balance. Like there is not a lot of this. Like you could fall and die so easy. And so she's like, oh my God, oh my God.
She almost does.
Yeah, and she almost freaking does. And so she like fucks her knee up really bad. She like falls and like she hits it as she's like, panicking to get away from him. But she hauls her little butt cheeks across that shit. And he's like super like right behind her and like goes to come for her. And she like turns around with a fucking dagger and has it to like his balls.
I loved that part. I'm like, okay, Violet is not to be trifled with.
Okay, so she's made it to the other side. She's
Yeah.
got the knife to this dude's balls. She's like, if you fuck with me, I'm gonna cut off your balls. And resident douchebag Jack Barlow is like, get fucked, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Doesn't she like get in there? Doesn't she actually like cut him?
I don't think she actually cuts him. She just lets him go and is like, well, now he's not going to fuck with me because I had a knife to his balls. And I'm like, girl, this line of thinking ain't it? What's going on here?
If anything,
So,
he's gonna want to kill you more because you at one point had a knife to his balls.
right.
Yeah.
But Violet's made it across. Her and Rhiannon, they have their little reunion and they're like, oh my God, girl bosses, we're going to be some dragon rider bitches. Like, let's get it.
As Violet's being racked with pain because she fucked her knee up.
Yeah.
She does find Dane, though. She finds Dane. That's nice. Dane's like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing here? Is immediately like, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I get it. Like, you wouldn't be excited to see your, chronically ill friend
Sign up for like the most egregious, physically demanding job like one can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
But also, like, the tidbit, in fairness, like, to make it clear, anybody who's known Violet has known her to be training to be a scribe this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I get it. I was like a little put off by his reaction at first because I'm just like, man, like, he's being kind of rude, but like, I understand the feelings behind it. He's like, oh my God, you're gonna die. So she was like, yeah. Well, more pressing matters are that I'm dying and I'm about to throw up everywhere. And he's like, okay, you need to put your hands or your head between your knees, breathe. And if anybody fucking asks, it's the adrenaline, not, because you hurt yourself. And Rhiannon, we're kind of questioning her loyalty at this point. He tries to tell her, like, you better not tell anybody anything else. And she's like, it's nobody's fucking business what's going on with Violet. So at this point, we know, like, okay, Rhiannon's cool. We like her.
Rhiannon is a down bitch.
Mm-hmm. She a bad bitch. He ends up dragging her to his room. I say dragging. They go up to his room so she can bandage her leg.
They're kind of flirty too. That's the other thing you're kind of missing out on is like, oh, we're like besties, but also like, damn, he kind of be looking good, like there might be a little something there.
Boy, he
like,
filled out.
Yeah.
Which I guess she's always had a crush on him, but we don't know.
Exactly.
We don't really know his feelings toward Violet, if he just sees her as like a friend or whatever.
Right.
She's wondering if this is finally going to be the point where they're on the same page. And it's again an instance of Violet, like, in a situation where she's injured and in a really shitty situation, just being concerned with getting that D.
She's like, my knee is literally busted, but God bless me if I will not talk about this man's dick right now.
But you could have busted on me. Oh my God. Yeah. So she's like not supposed to be up in the second year's rooms, right? Because your first years aren't supposed to be in the second year's rooms. We get it. And he's letting her know that we got to be sneaky. Nobody can see you here. And she's like, well, if anybody asks, I can just be like, I couldn't wait to get you in your bedroom. I can moan a little bit if people walk by.
Like, outwardly flirty. She is being outwardly flirty, like she's definitely a big flirt and she is making it known.
Yeah, talking about like, oh, you wouldn't believe the things I could do with my tongue now.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was just stuff like that. I was just like very shook. I was like, this man is trying to save you. So while she's like horny and throwing like fucking comments at him, he's basically like, hey girl, I'm gonna save your life. We're gonna take you to the scribes. Like, I'm gonna sneak you in, then you can just go be a scribe. You don't belong here. Like, that's like one thing that's been made very clear is like, nobody thinks she belongs here. She is a weak little baby. She should not be using knives and riding dragons. Okay, period. And Violet is like, hey, you idiot. My mom is a major general. She's gonna know I'm in the scribe quadrant, and she has put her foot down and said that I will be in this quadrant. So
yeah, if she tries to go to the scribes, her mom's gonna drag her right back out.
Yeah, there is no way that is happening. And so Dane is just kind of like, oh, okay, well, whatever, good luck. We're just going to have to do the thing. Moving on.
We'll figure out a way or whatever.
Yeah, Dane is like very set on getting her the hell out. So they have like their initial meeting And they basically, it's the long list of the amount of times we're going to start the day off with just dead people being read off to everybody else, because that's the one time their dead is like really mentioned or acknowledged in any way. So they kind of go through that on who died on the parapet, and then they start assigning roles to everybody. You learn that Xaden is her wing leader.
Well, originally he's not. So
that's right.
There are 4 wings. First, second, third, and fourth. And within the wings, you have section leaders. And beneath the section leaders, you have squad leaders. Dane is a squad leader for Flame Squad second wing. And after the death roll is called, we see Xaden having a conversation with the other wing leaders. And all of a sudden, Dane's not in second wing anymore. He's gotten moved to Xaden's wing. And Violet's like, oh shit.
Yep. And then she gets moved there too, right?
Yeah, because she's in Dane's squad.
Oh, she's in his squad. His whole squad gets moved. That's right. Okay. So they are now under Xaden. So Xaden is Big Daddy. We just met him. He's a third year. He's the baddie with, he's all marked. His daddy was the, terrorist, quote unquote. And basically after this, I mean, they're just kind of sent to their rooms, right? Like nothing really happens past that. They're just like going to chill.
Yeah, I mean, we assume the reason why Xaden has moved her is because he wants easier access to kill her. And then, yeah, she goes back to her room. She finds under her pillow something Mira has left her, and it is Brennan's journal. Brennan, her older brother that has passed.
Yes.
And it's his guide to the quadrant that he gave Mira when she first went in for her conscription day. And it basically just gives you all the tips and tricks you need to survive in the quadrant. So that's really sweet. And she's super happy to see it. However, she's not supposed to have it because after somebody dies in this world we're in, or at least in this kingdom, your soul needs to be commended to Malik. So you get read off the list, and then all of your stuff has to be burned. Like there is not supposed to be anything left of you on this earth. So she has to keep the journal secret. And I thought that was kind of an interesting concept that, like, I mean, I guess, like, I don't know, Egyptians got buried with like their worldly possessions. So it's not like a brand new thing, but
yeah, it was kind of strange for me because it definitely, they all operate under like these really harsh, serious environments of like, okay, well, they're dead and you're not, so you better just live it up and move on.
Yeah, and you're not supposed
to bring them back. Like,
yeah, and you're not supposed to talk about them really after that.
Yeah, like wild. Nobody does. It's just like, well, they're dead, they're gone, okay, bye. Move on with your life. Before we go too far, they do a bit of a lore dump on like the meeting that they have. The dragons kind of show up and like they're all on display, and everybody is like, oh my god, like we made it, oh my god, look at the dragons. And then the dragons just like roast a couple people.
Well, no, people are scared when the dragons show up because they're terrifying. And Xaden had started off giving like this real rousing speech, like, oh yeah, you made it across the parapet, you're cadets now, oh badass. And then the dragons show up, some kids try to run away, they roast their asses like fucking weenies on a stick.
Yeah, they're just gone.
And then Xaden's like, yeah, you still real excited to be here?
Yeah, like it really goes from like, yeah, like you said, hoorah, the mood is great, to like, oh my god, what have I done? Like, I have made a grave mistake. What is happening?
Critical error. Yeah.
We learn also this quote that they have, which is on this archway, which is that dragons can live without their riders, but riders can't live without their dragons.
A dragon without their rider is tragic. A rider without their dragon is dead. So yeah, if your dragon dies after you've bonded to them, you're dead too.
Yeah, so that is just a cool little tidbit of information that they give. And the reason that they're all riding dragons, by the way, is because they're fighting people who are on griffins outside of their borders. So they have to, protect the kingdom, and the dragon riders are the most fierce warriors that they have. So,
and that's why the dragons that's why the dragons originally bonded with the humans, because like, you would think like these almighty beings, why would they piddle around with humans? And it's because they need the riders to like channel their powers so they can power the wards.
So anyway, Xaden also has his dragon, he's a third year, and he's attached to this dragon whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because
Segale.
Segale. Okay, cool. Segale is like blue and really scary looking, and everybody is like very respectful of her and gives her a wide berth because they don't want to go anywhere near her.
She's giant and she's vicious.
So like you said, she gets the journal from her sister under her pillow and she's like leafing through it. She's like learning some shit. But soon enough, she's out. We're starting the first day. And Dane is starting it off, pulling her to the side before her first class. And this is where Dane tells her that he has a signet power that she can't tell anybody about, but he can actually see people's most recent memories if he touches them.
Is this when we find out about it?
Yeah, in chapter 4.
Okay.
It's at the very beginning, right before his first class.
Yeah,
or right before her first class.
Yeah, super top secret signet that he's not supposed to be telling anybody about. Yeah. For some reason, he tells Violet.
Yeah, so he tells Violet. And then this strange situation happens where, so they're like kind of like, I guess in this pretty large room, they're like off to the side, hidden a bit. Mm-hmm. And Xaden is just looking over at them, like watching them talk. And this is so strange because it's like Dane immediately freaks out and is like, oh my God, Violet, run. And Violet's like, okay, as if Xaden is just going to kill her right there. Like, and you're just oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he could. Like, the only rules is like they can't kill each other in their sleep. There's like no other, like you can just murder them.
And you can't kill your squad mates, but he's not part of the squad.
Right, exactly. So it's just like, it's super strange. They have like very weird rules of like, yeah, anyone can just be murdered at any point in time. So that's fine.
Which, okay, so that brings up something that I wanted to talk about. I don't understand why they're like so okay with people dying all the time when like they're when they're fighting these griffins and they're made out to be like a pretty big threat, and you're just like letting willing soldiers die. Like, can't we just, I don't know, like if something happens to them and they are not going to cut it as riders, can't they like go be part of infantry or like join another quadrant? I don't know. It's just so weird to me that like everybody is just okay with the fact that people are dying left and right, and those are people that could be fighting for the kingdom.
Right, but that's
strange.
The thing is I guess they really just want to cull out the strongest and the most ruthless to be their dragon riders because they're like the last line of defense.
They could still do that though.
But I totally 1000% agree. I'm like, wow, like would it probably cost like $20 dragon to put a net under that really scary bridge that you have so Dylan could have gone home to his fiance. But I guess not.
Yeah, it's that I felt like was kind of a little bit of a plot hole for me because it just didn't really make sense. But
yeah, they would want all of them to die. Yeah,
I get what she's trying to convey, but it
was some This Is Sparta shit. They were straight up thrown to the wolves. So they start their class. Their class is called Battle Brief. And basically they talk about past battles, strategy, anything surrounding,
and battles that have happened recently.
Yeah. Like they'll kind of give them like real-time updates of what's happening and all that kind of deal.
Which is where we find out that there has recently been an attack by the Griffins, and they attacked somewhere like pretty close to the wards, I want to say. They attacked.
The wards are faltering.
Yeah, they attacked within the wards. Like they showed up after the wards faltered, and Violet kind of makes an observation because like the Dragon Riders fought them off that were stationed nearby. But she's like, okay, like what elevation is this village at? Like, how did they get there so fast to fight them? And it's because they somehow knew, like one of the dragons knew the wards were faltering, so they were already on the way, which prompts her to ask like, okay, so this has happened before? Like, has this happened often? And yeah, it's been happening increasingly more often, and it has obviously happened before. So that's big scary because that's what's keeping them safe, and we find out the wards have been faltering. So that's something to keep in mind for later.
Yeah, things are a little rocky. Anyway, she finishes up the boring class and we get to the good shit.
Well, hold on. It's not the class wasn't boring. There are big plot points in that class. So Xaden,
a boy get his neck broken. No, I'm just kidding.
Will you hold on? So before that class class is over, Zayden also asks about the state of the village. And they're like, yeah, like it really wasn't, people weren't really killed. It wasn't like super wrecked. And he's like, oh yeah, they must have been looking for something then. So that kind of,
Right.
yeah. So now we're thinking like, okay, words are falling, something weird is going on, and the Griffins are looking for something. Now we can move on to the next class.
That's true. Honestly, because Zayden wasn't being described as naked or sexy, I just wasn't paying as close of attention as to what was going on. So that makes sense.
I'm here
So
for all
the
the hard
gym.
hitting details.
Yes. And I'm here for the
Smut.
smut, which I did not actually expect there to be any smut in this book, by the way. Did
Did I
not
not tell
expect
you?
even a tinge. No, girl. You told me, oh, it's like Divergent and kind of the Hunger Games vibe. And I'm like, oh, there's no Furkin in those books. Okay, cool. I get it. It's going to be like a brutal concept, but in a young adult explanation of things.
Yeah, no,
And
it's not that.
it was not that. And we'll talk about it, but we have a long ways to go, okay? We got to get to it. So they're in the gym right now. They're sparring. This is her first time in the gym. They're always practicing this hand-to-hand combat. You know, they all got to be super mega badasses with their dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees Jack Barlow fighting this kid, and while they're sparring, he just breaks his neck, and that's it. He just breaks his neck and walks away because it's fine that he does that, you know.
Yeah, it's what's called assessment day. So it's where they see where each cadet is at in terms of combat training. And
Right.
Jack's just murdering people on assessment day. Violet ends up getting her shoulder dislocated, I think. Is it her shoulder? Something.
Yeah, she fights Imogen.
Yeah, and Imogen fucks her ass up.
Oh yeah, she tries to stab her, but it doesn't work because of the corset. And then she does end up just like breaking Violet's arm straight up right off the bat. Violet gets her arm broken.
To be fair, Violet could have yielded, but then she would have looked weak, and that is like rule numero uno in the quadrant is you do not want to be the weak link because
don't be a weak ass bitch.
For it.
Yeah, straight up. It's a big thing that they like I said, it is some real Sparta shit.
So she gets carried off to the healers by Dane at that point.
Dane, who's always there.
And he takes her in and he's like trying to get her a little bit of help, but they're wanting to call Nolan in, who has been healing Violet forever. He's like head honcho healer.
He's like a mender. So there's a difference between
that's right.
that just like make potions and administer medicine, but menders have like actual powers, and
it's like their signet, right?
Yeah, it's his signet power. So he's technically a dragon rider, and he can actually mend people. Like, so he'll fix the original injuries.
Which her brother Brennan was also a mender. Side note,
was like a super talented one, really good person. She has a lot of love for her dead brother. So
it's very sad. Yeah, so gets in there, and the other people in there are trying to get Nolan in to mend her. And Dane's like, no. Don't do it. Maybe if you're hurt enough, then your mom will let you go into the scribe quadrant. And she's at this point been drugged because she's in excruciating pain. And she's like, no.
Yeah, for real. He just keeps trying to get her to do the same thing, and she's like, dude, same response. Like, my mother, cold-hearted, empty-chested bitch. Like, she's not gonna be down for this. I'm just gonna get thrown back here. Like, stop. Like, there's like, you're fighting something that doesn't need to happen. Nolan comes along and he heals her,
and she's like, only this once though. I'm only gonna let you mend me this once because I can't let people know that I'm the weak link.
Okay, so she's leaving the healer. She's got a little sling on because he's mended her, but it's going to still take a few days for that to, you know, be right as rain. So actually, Mira has a scribe sneak in her brother's old journal, and this is when she finds it. She doesn't find it on the first night. We thought she found it on the first night. Actually, she finds it on this day. Whatever. Yeah. She gets a journal. It's full of information.
Yeah. It's all like as soon as she gets there, essentially.
An important tidbit in this journal is that sparring session partners are not random, and they're picked out the week before. There is like a place, I guess, somewhere where it's posted or something, and she is able to go see it, and nobody else knows about it. So that's just something that she has in her back pocket.
Around somewhere. And she also, when she was talking to Mira on conscription day, she like had brought a book with her. She had 2 books actually. One of them was a book of fairy tales that her father had given her, and Mira's like, nope, you don't need to bring that. Your backpack needs to be as light as possible so you can get across this fucking bridge. She's like, what about this other book? And Violet's like, that's a book for killing people. And she's like, that one you can keep. And that book happens to be a book of poisons. So that is how Violet decides she's going to start winning her sparring matches, is she's going to look and see who she's fighting ahead of time, and then she's going to fucking poison them before the match.
Perfect. Because if they're too sick to fight, then she doesn't have to fight them. Or it'll be super easy to fight them.
Yeah.
Which is typically what happens.
She wants normally the time, like she wants the timing to be like they get sick during the match and she's able to win. Because if they get sick before the match, other things can happen.
Exactly. One of the times that she is picking berries, she hears Imogen and Xaden show up, and she's up in a tree already, like picking these berries, right? And she sees them talking like over by this raging river, but she can't hear anything they're saying. Then all of a sudden, more people start showing up in cloaks, and she realizes pretty quickly there's like 24 of them, and they're all marked ones, the children of the traitors from the rebellion 6 years ago. Through them talking, she's gathering that they have been having this little powwow for like the last 2 years, and Xaden seems to be leading all of them to do this. And
He's also just trying to help them make it through.
Right. Like at first she's like, oh my God, like what are they doing? Like it's actually illegal for more than 3 marked ones to be making groups together. Like they're not allowed to congregate like this, period. It's illegal. And so at first she's like, oh shit, like what am I unearthing right now? And it turns out that Xaden is just there to help them with their homework. Like that's literally it. Like he's just there to help, you know, whatever he can.
Which is sweet. And she's like, okay, well, normally I would be duty bound to tell somebody about this, but they're not fucking doing anything wrong, so I'm not gonna say anything. She thinks she's in the clear. They all leave. She thinks she's in the clear. And she finally gets down from her fucking tree, and she immediately gets got. She gets grabbed. And who is it? It's Xaden.
Yep. And keep in mind, in his little powwow, while they were talking about homework, they were also like, oh, Violet Sorrengail's here. Like, let's kill her immediately. And Xaden tells them, like, no, if anyone's going to kill her, it's going to be me. So.
And he also, they do mention, because they're like, Xaden, her mom killed all of our families. And he's like, yeah, well, my dad killed her brother, and we're not going to, or is it Garrett? Garrett says, you know, that's their way of handling things. We're not going to punish children of parents that make bad decisions, essentially. But then Xaden's like, no, she's mine to take care of.
Yeah, right. With Xaden grabbing her out of nowhere, like he's like a little shadow wielder. So
which
that's
is a really rare
spicy.
signet.
Yeah, super rare. And she's ready to defend herself with 2 daggers. And he's pretty unbothered. He doesn't really seem like he wants to kill her. And she
chucks him at his head.
Yeah, she hurls daggers on either side of his head. He literally uses the shadows like as his hands, and he pulls like the daggers out of the tree.
Well, at first he's like, oh, you missed. And she's like, did I? Back up a little bit. And he backs up to the tree, and they're like on either side of his ears, like within a centimeter.
Right. And as he's like popping them out of the tree, like, quote, I hate how beautiful he is, how lethal his abilities make him as he strides towards me, shadows curling around his footsteps.
Yeah. Dude, if we played a drinking game and drank every time she used the word lethal in like a sexy way to describe Xaden, we would have been shit hammered.
Oh yeah, that is no joke. But basically, like, Xaden is being nice to her, and she's very confused.
Or because he was like, yeah, maybe if you threw a couple daggers at Barlow, he'd back the fuck off.
Anyway, he just asks if she's going to say anything, and she was like, well, you didn't do anything wrong, so I don't know why I would. And he says that he'll owe her a favor later on. And she asked if he was going to kill her, and he says, no, it's no fun if you expect it. And then he just like sends her back to her bunk and is like, bye, peace, like have a good time. And moving on to the next day, it's starting with Dane again, because Dane once again is always there. He's our golden retriever boy, all right, very protective. And he walks her to her breakfast duties, because that goes hand in hand with her poison ability. She's on breakfast, cafeteria duty, whatever. And so she's feeding these people their poison before they go up to spar with her. She's like, hey, here's some cyanide in your scrambled eggs, and now you're shitting. I think cyanide actually kills people and not makes them shit a lot. But whatever, the point is they're poisoned.
Yeah, so that's how she gets through her first couple challenges, is by poisoning people. But then she gets her timing off a little bit, which we kind of mentioned earlier. And
Mhm.
the person that she's supposed to fight gets sick before the match. And the guy that's like organizing sparring time is like, oh, or challenges, is like, oh, well, she's like, oh, that's fine. I don't have to fight anyone. And who's jumping in but Zayden? Such a gentleman. He's like, oh no, I can spar with her. And of course, Violet's like, fuck. So he proceeds to meticulously disarm her, takes every single dagger off of her except for one, while simultaneously, like, kind of teaching her in a way. He
Mhm.
is like instructing her as they go along, like, you don't need to trust anybody you get in this ring with. Offers her his hand at one point after he knocks her on her ass, and she takes it, and then he knocks her on her ass again.
She's really just like, oh God, he's so pretty. And he's like, what? And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's so lethal and beautiful. What? Like,
He also, during this, is like, basically, you need to be focused on doing some of this actual sparring. Like, what you've been doing is clever, but you can't poison everybody. If you were to get into a fight outside of the quadrant with the Griffin Raider, you can't offer them some tea first. They're just gonna fuck your ass up. And she's like, holy shit, how does he know? But also like, okay, maybe he's right. And then he's also like, and Dane's holding you back. Because Dane is like,
definitely.
yeah, Dane's like off in the corner collecting all of her daggers as Zayden throws them away from her. And he looks V pissed. He's very angry. And he's like, oh my God, is he always hovering over you like that? And she's like, he's just protecting me. And he's like, he's holding you back.
She also calls Zayden in her mind a beautiful fucking asshole. And she
Mhm.
also said that she hates him, but let's be real, like she wants that dick. And quote, my breath catches and my body warms. The traitorous bitch, you are not attracted to toxic men, I remind myself. And yet here I am. It's like, girl, we love a self-aware queen, okay? Like,
She's getting her ass beat and she's like, daddy.
literally. So that's great. Zayden also, this is where he starts calling her Violence.
Yeah,
So that's a
okay.
cute little nickname.
We have to talk about that. So like, what did you think about Violence as a nickname?
I felt that it was pretty clever, especially
Mhm.
because she was just like this tiny little weakling. And I thought it was like a nice play, like on her name and
Mhm.
stuff. So I was like, honestly, as far as book nicknames go, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I see it. I
I
can
thought
be
it was
down
like
for
I thought
this.
it was a little cringe, but I did like I liked it. Like guilty pleasure, like I was into it.
I kind of felt like, honestly, it was like more of a jab at her at first because it was like, you're
I
so
mean,
violent in this little tiny body, you can't do shit. Like, what you
to
gonna
be
do,
fair,
girl?
she is pretty violent and she is doing shit. She's poisoning people and threatening to cut people's nutsacks off. So I don't know.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, she's tearing shit up for a while there. Yeah, so they wrap that up, and at the end of the fight, Zayden gets up and looks at Dane and is like, "Dog, she could use a little more training and a little less protecting, don't you think?" And then
Oh, yeah.
dips. Which, like, thank you, because oh my God, at this point in the book, it's already like, man, Dane is being a little overbearing.
Oh, Dane is super overbearing and then just keeps wanting to send her back to the scribes. And
Yep.
after this whole like match thing that she does, he tries to do just that again. Like he takes her to a room and he's like, hey, I've talked to this scribe and basically like he'll take you in and you can just, be there for like a year before he'll say anything to your mom. At that point, you're already going to be like in territory where you can't turn around and you'll just have to be a scribe forever and there's nothing she can do. Violet is pissed, understandably pissed. She's like, look, I've told you like a million times I'm not going anywhere and I feel like, you're not even respecting me. I can do this. Like I have to do this. There's no other option.
Yeah, and she's
And
she's also like offended at this point because like, yeah, that plan probably would have worked, but like, why do you think I can't do it? Like she's like, I've I've crossed the parapet. I've like won a bunch of sparring matches. I'm doing well. And you're still being such a downer, dog. Like, what the fuck? You're supposed to be my best friend. Why don't you believe in me?
Right, right. And he's like trying to give the main excuse that she could be killed at the threshing. And the threshing is where everybody is just sent out to bond with their dragons. But everybody also has free reign to murder whoever. And the threshing is like 4 weeks away at this point. But she turns that down and she's like, no, I'm going to do this. I've already done all this shit. Like, screw Dane's opinion. I'm not going to go be a scribe.
And also to clarify, so threshing isn't just where you bond with your dragons. It's all of the first years and any vendetta they've had. Like you were saying before, they can kill anyone.
Yeah,
It's
they're just all running around like hooligans.
it's a free for all. So you can either get murdered by dragons if you look at a dragon wrong or approach them incorrectly, or, you know, if you've made any enemies,
Straight
you'd be
up.
running from them too.
Yeah, definitely. Resident douchebag Jack Barlow.
God, I hated him so much.
Yeah, really horrible.
And he like has no right to hate her other than just thinking that she's weak. And I'm like, God, why are you such a douche? Did your
Yeah, he's
mom
like,
not love you enough?
yeah, no, she didn't. Literally, she did not. And he's probably never got laid. Anyway, they are doing this obstacle course before the threshing. It's called the Gauntlet. We just kind of ping pong right along to that. And it's a super deadly obstacle course. At this point,
in the side of a cliff, like you're climbing up a cliff
yeah,
while
it's
you're going
freaking
through
crazy.
obstacles. It's
And
like
you could
American Ninja
definitely
Warrior
die.
on crack. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and the consequences aren't that you go home in shame and no money. The consequences are you fall brutally to your death. So that's cool.
Which is par for the course for Basgiath.
Before they do this obstacle course, there's like a tiff where like a couple of the dudes are being assholes and think that Dane is like fucking Violet. Like they're kind of like, you know, teasing them. And it gets resolved by Rhiannon, but Violet has this thought that like Dane would give them a month of cleanup crew. And she's like, yeah, but Xaden would just beat the shit out of them. So she's like, has this contrast of like, yeah, Dane would do some white people bullshit and Xaden would just stomp their ass into the ground. And I'm like, girl, you need to focus on the fact that you're about to do a death machine. Like, what are you, like, what is going on here?
Also,
and
does she throw the daggers at Jack? She does. That's before the gauntlet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that happened at some point, maybe.
Well, because I think it was like after she got into the sparring match with Xaden, Jack said some bullshit, and
oh no,
Dane...
it's before fighting Xaden is what happens. Like he's taunting her, and she decides to hurl daggers at his balls.
Right after Dane's like, "Man, you really need to lay low with that one." He's like, and
yeah, that's true.
And then he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, Violet? I said lay low," and she's like, "That's obviously not getting me anywhere." The gauntlet. Before they start practicing on the gauntlet, there's this girl. Her name is Orly. I believe she's mentioned prior.
Orly.
Yeah, she's fucking why Rebecca Yarros, that name. She's like really excited to do the gauntlet. Like her brother or like one of her siblings has already gotten through the quadrant and she's like, yeah, like I'm super pumped for this. I've been looking forward to it. She's like giving everybody advice on how to get through the obstacles. Her and Violet are going up the gauntlet like right next to each other. So she's like helping Violet get through shit. And then they get to one particular obstacle. She tells Violet how to get through it. Violet yeets her way across and makes it. Orly's running across the same one with a big ol' smile on her face, having the time of her life, slips and falls, and then gets rolled off the obstacle to her death.
You just learn if anyone seems like, oh, they have dreams and they're going places, they're going to die. They're just going to die.
Or if they're like having a good time, like if they're excited to be there, then immediate death. Straight to jail.
Pretty much. And since Violet was like the last one to see her, she's the one that's kind of like donned the responsibility of I'm going to grab all her shit and we're going to toss it in the fire, girl. So because
her parents didn't want to come bury her.
Like they always give them the option to like send it to the parents for them to take care of it or they can keep it. And their parents were like, nah.
And their bodies. Which like, what the fuck, man? Like
they're like, what happened? Oh, she tripped and fell? Are you kidding? No daughter of mine with her weak ankles is coming back home to me.
We're not burning that peasant.
What is this? Oh my god. It's pretty wild.
It really
But
fucked Violet up, though.
yeah, Violet is super fucked up about it. She's not like the rest of these people. She's not like other girls, okay? She has emotions and reacts accordingly when people, die in front of her brutally.
Well, and also, like, orally, she'd been going to classes with for a while. She had gotten to know her, so it's not like this death roll is like different for her. It hits different than the other ones because she's like,
Right.
man, like this is somebody that I like knew, and I literally watched her. Like, I saw her eyes widening before she fell off this cliff and died.
It was
It's
bad.
pretty brutal.
So, in her custom, she goes to this, I guess, community type fire pit that's,
Yeah,
out and about where everybody kind of
iron
tosses their shit in.
tub that's
Yeah,
that they
it's a blaze. And she tosses that in there. And who does she run into? Zayden, of course. We're always running into Zayden. Zayden likes to be everywhere. And
Mhm.
she has zero tact at all and is just basically like, are you gonna kill me? And he's like, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. And then they get flirty back and forth. This is where like things just like start to get like a little slightly flirty, like already right off the bat.
Mhm.
And she's like thinking like, wow, why does he smell so good and shit? And he basically just gives her a pep talk of like not to have too much hope. And he tells her that she's definitely too short to finish like the last obstacle in the course, which is basically literally the Ninja Warrior ramp that you have to like run and
Mhm.
then like jump all the way
This
to the top
whole
of.
this whole thing was lifted straight off American Ninja Warrior. Like the
Yeah,
platforms they have
definitely.
to run across,
Yeah.
the spinning, rotating thingies, like all of it. It's from American Ninja Warrior.
I mean, honestly, yeah, no, it basically is. And this is where he tells her that the right way isn't the only way. So figure
Mhm.
it out. And that's got her little gears turning in her head. And she's just like super horny for him, but also hates him at the same time. That's
Mhm.
her whole vibe through this whole deal. Moving right along, the day comes where she needs to beat the obstacle course.
Mhm.
And she actually manages to do it, thank God, by using assisting ropes on one
Yeah.
part of it, and then she uses her daggers like at the very top of the ramp, and she like fucking swings herself up there and she takes the dagger with her. Someone tries to accuse her, Amber, of like cheating, and she's like, that's wrong, yada yada. And Violet pulls out this fucking niche code section of their rules and is like,
Mhm.
well, anything that comes in with the rider is a part of them across the parapet. And she brought these daggers with her across the parapet. So as long as she took the dagger with her, her item has been kept on her and she's not technically cheating. And Zayden is like, that seems fair to
She's got
me.
you there, Mavis. Because I think
Yeah.
Amber Mavis is Dane's former fuck buddy and then also wing leader of Second Wing. And she's like
Mhm.
bitchy. She's like, we have rules to, there's fucking, what is it? Like, we follow rules or we die. We live and die by the rules. I don't know. Some dumb fucking.
All about the rules. Her and Dane love rules. They love fucking rules as much as they love fucking themselves and each other, okay? Like, they are all about the rules.
I was like, man, I was rolling my eyes so fucking hard at that point. I thought they were going to get stuck in the back of my head. I'm like, oh my God, you sound like the most annoying person that's ever lived.
Pretty much. But she makes it. That's the good part. She makes it and they're all safe and it's all good. Like nobody else dies. Orly was the only one to die during their practice. And now that they're at the top, they're doing the presentation. And the presentation is them just slowly walking through dragons that are just chilling on either side of them, and the dragons are just kind of assessing them, and
Mhm.
no pressure, but if they just hate you, or maybe if you fart in their direction, they will just incinerate you immediately on sight. Like, you're done. Like, that's it. Like, you don't even know what you did. Like, girl, you could have sneezed and peed a little and they could have seen that as
His weakness, it
weakness.
just roasted your ass.
Like, straight up, you don't know. Like, I would not want to make this walk, okay? I would be so stressed.
Yeah, no, I would be fucking terrified. So, like, during this walk through all these dragons, there's this one girl. What the fuck was that girl's name? I hated her so much, I've repressed her name from memory.
I don't remember, but I remember who you're talking about.
Dude, and she is just being the world's biggest thunder cunt this entire time. She's like talking shit about Violet. She's talking shit about this other dude that like, oh wait, no, that comes up later. So anyways, they make it all the way through the walk and then they're coming back and the dude in the front is having some issues making decisions.
Oh wait,
And
so before that, they run into the golden dragon.
oh yeah,
That's a
the
feather
feather
tail. And that's what
tail.
she was being a cunt about, and what everyone else was kind of being the worst about. They were all making fun of the golden dragon because it was so tiny and so weak, and it's a feather tail. And
Yeah,
people don't bond to feather tails.
and some of the feather tails don't bond with humans.
Yeah.
Nothing is really known about feather tails. Nobody's ever really even seen feather tails, so this is wild that they're there. Yeah, and so she's like, her and like some of the other dudes are like, oh man, we should kill it. It's too weak. It's a liability. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, she's just here to check you guys.
It's cute, and you want to kill it.
She's just here to like check you guys out. Also, like, it's a dragon, so it doesn't matter how tiny it is. It could probably still fucking roast your asshole, and you're plotting its death. I don't know. So
I would like to know if anybody in the society has a cane or like any form of physical disability at all, because it's like a man is like trying to get glasses and they're like, okay, great, and then they just beat the shit out of him for needing glasses, and they're like, well, you're dead now because you're too weak to see.
But it's only like this within, I mean,
like the dragon riders.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know
I don't know.
I know the scribes aren't gonna be like that. Like,
yeah, true, but I don't know. Like the parents just not even wanting their kid's body. Like Jesus. Like,
yeah, it's fucking. This place is metal. Like, it's
they are not screwing around. Anyway, so the cunt girl you're talking about.
Oh, so this is where that one guy that's up in the front, like, they're like, okay, so we've almost made it through. We should probably like get through the rest of this. And he's like, well, should we go faster? Should we go slower? I don't know. And then I guess the dragons don't like indecision because they blasted his ass. Violet's
Girl,
like,
I would have gotten roasted. They'd be like, do you want the Cheesecake Factory or Olive Garden? And I would be like, oh my God, that is an impossible decision. I'd be roasted before I said 2 words, okay? I don't be making decisions like that.
That's an impossible decision. The decision is Cheesecake Factory. What is wrong with you?
Listen, I really like the gnocchi soup, okay? It's really good.
Oh
Don't come for me. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, that happened.
So he's roasted and gone. And then the annoying girl does get roasted. Her name is Luca, by the way. I put that.
There we go. Yeah.
Because this other girl gets roasted. Her name is Luca.
Because she's talking shit about him getting roasted. She's like, oh my God, well, yeah, I would have killed him too if I were a dragon because he couldn't make up his mind. And bam, she's roasted. And I was like,
yeah,
I've never been so happy for a character to die in my life. Like, and then I think Riddick is the one that's like, man, yeah, I guess they found her as annoying as we did.
They probably did. Well, no, they did. I mean, she got roasted. She's done.
Definitely
she
did.
went bye-bye. So they finish up with that, and the threshing is happening now. The good old threshing, where they're just kind of.
The fact that you keep calling it the threshing is cracking me up. It's just threshing.
Well, do they not say it's like the threshing?
I don't know. Normally they just call it threshing.
Gross. That sounds strange.
It
sounds like they're doing some weird, not okay things with the dragons. I don't know if I like that.
It reminds me of like my grandma when she goes to the Recplex to work out. It's called the Recplex, right? She always calls it the Rexplex. It drives me fucking insane.
I had a shower thought this morning that was like, there's 2 types of readers in the world. The ones that read names or places that are like fantasy ones, and they just do their best, and then they just move on, and they never think about how to pronounce it again. They just pronounce it wrong forever. And then there's the others that actually look up the pronunciations. And I am definitely not the one that looks up the pronunciations at all.
I am that one.
And you are. So that will probably be a recurring theme till forever, is that she will be correcting all of my bullshit.
I'm insufferable and I'm so sorry.
And just never expect me to say anything right. If you don't have any expectations, this will be so much better, I promise.
Mm-hmm. Set the bar real low.
Yes. The threshing is happening.
Oh my God, I hate
you. And she is coming across every color dragon you can imagine. Green, red, blue,
Not
the whole
blue, not
deal.
blue. I don't think there's any
Not
blue
blue, yeah,
dragons
whatever.
bonding.
Every other color of the damn rainbow. The point is, she's coming across a lot of dragons. She's not feeling anything. Her professor told her, like, hey, you're going to feel something,
Mm-hmm.
a pull towards these dragons. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I'd get a feel if I could, like, see better. So she's climbing this tree and she's going to get a better view of like the little valley or whatever the hell that they're in. And as she's looking around, what does she spy? Resident douchebag Jack Barlow with some like homies. And they're like, you know what we should do? Instead of just going and getting these super awesome dragons, we should go brutally murder that really pretty tiny golden dragon. Doesn't that sound great, friends? And they're like, absolutely, screw the weak. And Violet is not about this. She's like, oh my God, that's the cutest little baby dragon I've ever seen in my whole life. That's not cool. And she sneaks her little way over there through the bushes and shit and makes it to the golden dragon, who she's telling to like, hey, go away. You need to fly
Be
away,
free.
do something. And that golden dragon is like, bitch, what?
Like, cocks her
I'm
head to the
chilling.
side at an awkward angle. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
He gets there, Jack does,
With
and is
with
like,
lackeys in tow.
yeah, with lackeys in tow. And he's like, guess you're gonna die too, but feathertails are useless. And,
So are
this
you.
one needs to die. Yeah. And so are you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she tries to obviously save this dragon.
She's like, hey, can you back me up with your claws? And then she looks back and this dragon doesn't even have claws. It has
Yeah,
paws.
yeah. She's like, it doesn't even like it can't burn fire or breathe fire. Like I'm totally screwed. As she's facing him and his cronies, who shows up? Xaden with his dragon, and he's just standing off to the side. He can't interfere. He's not allowed. He can observe, but he can't do anything to help her.
He does at one
And
point let her know that somebody is on her left, though, and they're like, you can't interfere. And he's like, yeah, but I can narrate.
yeah, he does do that. He tells all the other dudes, I would strongly recommend you rethink your actions. And they're all just kind of like, well, you can't really do anything, sir. So you happily watch us murder this bitch. Now that she's realized the dragon is useless, she's like, okay, great. I don't know how I'm going to protect this knockoff Dollar General dragon. So she throws her dagger in Jack's arm, quick thinking, and it makes it right into his shoulder, which just like renders his arm useless. And he just immediately runs away. Is like
Like a
crying, like,
bitch.
like he goes from being so big and bad, he gets attacked, and all of a sudden his little arm don't work, and he's like, mommy,
Yeah, and
why?
then he just like yells at the other two dudes. He's like, kill her, and then yeets out of there.
Yeah. And she hits the other guy in like the head pretty quickly, and she's fighting the last guy, and he's about to kill her because her ankle is shot from like previously tripping in the woods when she was like sneaking over here. So she's already kind of injured. She's bleeding from her arm because it got sliced by the sword from this guy who's like about to kill her. And then boom, this gigantic black dragon shows up, and he's the one black dragon that was like talked about in their class, how he's not bonded to anybody in like a super long time, and yada yada yada. He's like the biggest dragon there is. It's crazy. He's
Second
huge.
biggest.
Yeah, second biggest.
Okay, so we should probably go on a little bit of a tangent about that, because when they were first discussing the black dragon in one of their classes, it is mentioned that like he's the only black dragon they've seen Lord knows how long, and he hasn't bonded with anybody since his last rider died like 5 years ago. And it turns out that that particular rider's skill was like being able to siphon other people's abilities, and he died trying to save her brother. He had already passed, I believe, and this guy was like trying to revive him, and he quote unquote burned out, which is when you try and channel too much magic and your body can't handle it, and essentially you just are overloaded and you die. Anyways, this dragon shows up not before she fucks up Tynan, though. She does like stab him, and he's like in the midst of bleeding out, but he's not running away, and he's like gonna try and kill her. And Xaden like goes to step in and help, which is totally a big no-no. But before he can do that, that's when Big Black Dragon shows up and starts talking to Violet.
Yeah, literally Xaden takes like one actual step. Like,
yeah. The
and
intent
then
was
boom.
there.
Yeah. And the dragon just immediately roasts the homeboy that was going to kill her. And he also tells her to go ahead and kill the one that's on the ground. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't kill people. That's not like my vibe. And he's like, okay, I guess. Sure. And
yeah, I mean, more specifically, she says she's not going to kill an unconscious man. He's like, what the fuck? He would do it to you. And she's like, yeah, I think that says more about his character than it does mine. And
right.
then Taryn just blinks at her.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, okay, girl, that's cool.
Yeah.
She tells him that he's definitely too big for her to climb
Yeah,
because
because
they're just
he's like hop on silver one.
yeah, yeah. And she's like, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, you are kind of big. And he says something about, like, one does not live a century without being well aware of the space one takes up.
I love
Now
that
get
line.
on.
I resonated with it so much.
Yeah, like that killed me. And I was like, bitch, is that not the truth though? But he's super nice and he leans forward, has his arm out as a little ramp for her so she can get up on him.
Mm-hmm.
He gives his name, which is like some super long fucking name.
Ternanock, but there's like a lot more to it. He gives his whole
Yeah,
family lineage.
yeah, it's insane. But his name is Tern, right?
Yeah. And he's like, I know your puny human mind isn't, you're not going to remember that when we get there. So I'll remind you later. Taryn is fine for now.
And as they're flying away, because she hops on him, they're flying, she falls off. And Taryn is not having it. He's like, girl, you're making us look stupid. Can you maybe not do that? She does not care for this dragon sass at all. I personally loved it. I was like, yes, give her all the shit. Why not? You're the
She's
big bad
like, is
dragon.
everybody else's dragon, or is everybody else's dragon a curmudgeon, or is it just
Basically, he confirms that he picked her because she was saving the golden dragon,
which is
and
flying with them at this point as well.
yeah, she's flying along with them, and basically, you know, he can read her mind and they can communicate talking in their mind and stuff. They have like that whole connection. Super great. And they get back to the training grounds where she
After
has
he does
to
some fucking acrobatics because they have to like,
oh yeah, look cool.
yeah.
They have to look cool because reasons. They just
Well,
need
yeah, I
to.
mean, and like that's part of threshing is like even if you make it through threshing and bond with the dragon, there's no guarantee you're gonna make it all the way back to the college because the dragons are gonna put you through it to make sure you're worth it. So he's like, all right, we gotta show off for a little bit, and he like magically holds her to him because
Right,
she's too
right.
small to keep her seat on him because he's so big. But he like
Yeah.
magically holds her there, and then they make it back, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's a black dragon.
It's so big, but
Yeah.
also you have the golden dragon with you. Oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah.
And she gives the role keeper the dragon's name, and her mom kind of implies that she like hijacked him or something. She's
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no,
like,
no. So, okay. So, first, we got to mention she's talking to Taryn, whatever. He's like, you got to tell them my name. And she's like, yeah, I know what to do. I just didn't think I was going to be alive to do it. And then also, she's like talking to the golden dragon. She's like, Goldie, next time somebody's trying to kill you, maybe you should get the fuck out of Dodge. And Goldie's like, maybe I was trying to fucking save you. And she's like, oh, did no one tell you that you're not supposed to talk to humans you're not bonded with? Like, you're only supposed to talk to your writer. Dragons are pretty strict about that. And Goldie's
right.
just like, what the fuck ever. And she goes up to give her dragon's name, and the fucking person that's taking names is like, is that? And she's like, mm-hmm. And her mom's like, shut the fuck up, don't say his name before she says it. She needs to say it first, like implying that Violet
She doesn't actually know his name.
Yeah, that she somehow manipulated this enormous, all-powerful dragon to
Who's
let
like
her.
always right, who they have like undying respect for. Like,
Yeah, the only dragon that's like more powerful than him is like the main leader of the military. What the fuck is his name?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're so bad at this. But
I
yeah,
mean, honestly, when it comes to like a lot of like the further
Melgren,
on characters,
Melgren.
yeah, Melgren, like he
Yeah.
comes along and he can also, yeah, we'll learn about Melgren soon.
She tells the lady taking the dragon names that, you know, Terranok is hers. And then the little golden dragon is like, and Andarna. And she's like, what? And
Yeah,
the teacher's like, Violet, are you having a stroke? Are you okay? And she's like, oh, and Andarna. And fucking all hell breaks loose. Shit hits the fan.
yeah, it's not Gucci because the generals are all arguing about, you know, hey, nobody has ever had two dragons. That's just not a thing. Like, we're not about that. What the hell is going on?
But it's not up
And
to them.
yeah, but it's not up to them. Ultimately, it's up to the dragons because the dragons are the ones who are ruling this relationship, right?
Yeah, they're the ones that are, they make the decision to bond, and they make a point through this series to really beat it into your head that no human is gonna fucking tell a dragon what to do. do.
So they are left to deliberate, and she needs to get healed up. So she gets her ankle fixed up after her fight with Jack, and Drac like threatens her at some point, but the professor that's with them is like, girl, she just bonded to the strongest dragon like any of us have known, so you should probably not.
And he's like, oh, what? It was you? And she's like,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, screw you. So that was very satisfying. Also, why can't we just kill him? Like, literally, of all the people that needed to live this long, he was not one of them. So we do find out, all hell broke loose. She's obviously the only one to ever bond with two dragons, and the dragons eventually go and have their own little dragon meeting.
Which is called something specific that I cannot remember.
Yeah, they it's super secret, and her mental connection with them is cut off while they're off doing that, right? And while they're gone, she talks to Dane, and Dane tells her, like, you're going to need to pick one dragon. Like, for the status quo, you are going to need to pick. They're going to force you to pick. Like, they're not going to let you have
and you
two
should
dragons.
pick the golden one.
And you should pick the golden one because it'll keep you from, like, going on missions and being, like, crucial and important. And she's just like, boy, I have just bonded to a dragon far more badass than yours, and you are still trying to tell me what I'm going to do.
Not only that dragon, but another dragon.
Yeah, and a second dragon, and you still are questioning a bitch? We find out that she's going to keep both dragons. We also find out that Tarn is mated to Scale?
Yes, Sigale. Xaden's dragon.
Xaden's dragon. So Xaden and her dragon are just Fierkin. They love the hell out of each other. It is an unbreakable bond. So they are a mated pair.
Yeah, and because of that, if Violet were to die, since Tarn bonds so strongly, because every time a dragon gets a new rider, they bond more strongly to that rider. His last one just died like 5 years ago. He had a really strong bond with that guy. Now his bond with Violet is like really intense. So if she were to die, then Tarn would probably die too, which means Sigale would die because they're a bonded pair. And if Sigale dies, then Xaden dies. So now he has to protect her at all costs because if she dies, he dies, which gives us a really neat dynamic the rest of this book.
Yeah, he went from hating her to, being forced to protect her to save his own life and her and his dragon's life. And also, she's like, oh gods, I'm tethered to Xaden. But deep down, I was like, girl, shut
excited.
your damn mouth. Like, you horny little goblin. This is the best case scenario for you. Don't even play.
Isn't that when Dane comes back up?
So Dane comes up before that. Like Xaden, like they have a conversation before Xaden comes into the conversation to talk about Sigale. And Dane is like blaming Xaden for her being connected to two dragons because he thinks that Xaden intervened in the threshing. And and so basically Dane's like, yeah, you broke the rules, like you've done something. And Xaden says he didn't break the rules, like, but he would have if he had to, basically. But the rules are not as important as like saving her. And Dane's like, well, I wouldn't do that. And Xaden's like, yeah, because you're just a little rule following pussy, basically.
He didn't say that he would have broken the rules. He's like, I mean, did I think that her bravery was as admirable as it was stupid? Yes. And you know who also saw that? My dragon, who's bonded to Tarn, and they have like, they can like see through each other's eyes, essentially, like whatever she's seeing, like he knows what's going on. So that's why he showed up, is because they're protective over the little golden dragon for whatever reason, and she saved it, so he came to bond with her. And that's when Dane's like, oh, okay, I'll shut the fuck up now. I get it. Bonded dragons. And then he's like, if you were there, would you have done anything? And then Dane sits there and thinks about it for a little bit. Violet tries to give him an out, and he's like, no. And she's like, oh, okay, well, that hurts.
Yeah, like, great. You just would let me die for rules. Okay, love that for me. Awesome. Oh, wow. Dane is such a nice guy. Something else that's nice is she gets a pretty sick back tattoo to signify her bond with her dragon. So that's cool. They all get like marks that the dragons leave on them. And I just kind of said, I see you, Night Court.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solidifying agreements with tattoos. Okay, great.
Mhm.
We love that.
Yeah, which apparently it's,
Um,
not the most comfortable experience, which I guess I get it because it's a tattoo, but
yeah, and a super big thing happens. Dane actually kisses her now. And she's like, oh my God, it's happening. And I don't want this. This sucks.
and I
Like,
don't
what's happening
feel
right now? Yeah.
anything.
Like this is stupid. And I have at the end of this chapter, girl, yeah, because you want to suck on some shadow dick.
Oh my god. She's looking at him like the butterflies are not here, my dude. And he's like
Yeah.
giving her puppy dog eyes and it is not reciprocated.
He's like, oh my God, I love you. And she's like, oh my God, I'm drier than the Sahara.
She's
Girl,
like,
get away from
"Thank
me.
you."
But now that she is a dragon rider, she gets her own room. We love that. She gets
Mhm.
privacy.
It's a little dinky, but
And
still good.
yeah, yeah. And the next day, everyone is kind of coming out of everybody else's rooms. They've all been fucking. They've been having a great time. They are just celebrating everything.
Mhm.
And out of nowhere, we have a really nice twist of events. Some people are really fucking nice to her. Well, all people are nice to her, really, because she's bonded with this big ass strong dragon. And she is a formidable person now. Like, they're all
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, we got some respect for this bitch. Okay.
Some people are out to
And
kill her though
yeah,
because
so the unbonded do want to kill her. We find out that the ones that didn't like match up with dragons, because all the candidates that go out, they're not guaranteed a dragon.
like
They're
there's still
allowed
people
to
from the
just,
last year that didn't bond that
yeah,
redid
yeah.
first year so they
They
could get a
basically get
dragon.
held back. Yeah.
Yeah, one of her
So,
buddies is like that. What is his name?
yeah.
Sawyer. Sawyer is technically should be his second year, but he's redoing his first year because he didn't get a dragon. But he did get a dragon this time, which good for Sawyer. We like Sawyer.
So, not only did the unbonded want to kill her, like Jack Harlow still wants to kill her, but everybody starts treating Jack Harlow like shit. And it's pretty great because, yeah, Jack Harlow? Is it Jack
It's
Harlow or
Barlow.
Barlow?
It's Barlow. Is Jack Harlow that guy that does he's a rapper, right?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure Jack Harlow's something Harlow. Let me make
Oh
sure.
my God. So Jack Barlow
Yeah,
is
he's a
getting
rapper.
treated like shit. And and Imogen, the pink-haired girl who previously literally broke her arm on the mat, like comes and sits with her and is like, hey girl. And Violet's like, hey girl. And she's like, yeah, so since you've bonded with one of the most powerful dragons we've ever seen, you're gonna be a super powerful rider. So everybody's definitely
Well,
gonna be kissing your ass.
that and also Imogen is one of the marked like rebellion children. They're being nice to Violet because of Xaden, because she's bonded to Xaden and they have to keep her alive to make sure Xaden stays alive.
Yeah, that is also very true. But she
Yeah.
does point out that like she is gonna also have people just kissing her ass and being nice to her because people start like getting out of the way and like
She's like,
apologizing when she's like
terrified
coming
of
through and
terror.
stuff. Yeah, because they're terrified of her fucking dragon. At this point,
Rightfully so.
Imogen,
He's a grumpy bastard.
right, exactly. He has sassy and he has no time for your shit. Imogen starts training her, like weightlifting her. She offers it and she's like, yeah, we should totally do it. And she's pretty sure that Xaden is the one that's like, you
Mhm.
know, controlling all of this. Like he said, like she knows that now, like it's going to be his job to keep her alive.
Well, yeah, and she
And
also has started flying lessons and she still
yes,
cannot keep her
yes.
seat. So Imogen's like, okay, well, the best way for us to help you out there is to strengthen your leg muscles so you can hold on to your dragon. So
Yeah,
they're in the middle of
because
doing that.
yeah, so Taryn is still like magically tethering her, and she's very against this because she's like, "Oh, if you're using your power to tether me, like you're having to hold yourself back. Like we can't allow that." Blah blah. And he's like, "It's a small piece of my power," but apparently she does not give a shit. It's just she's not going to allow it. She doesn't want it. She wants to be strong enough. After her riding lessons, she runs into Dane, and Dane is actually the one that's like, "The kiss was a mistake, puppy dog eyes, but only because it's breaking the rules, except the rules aren't really there and they're not really enforced and I just need to do what everyone else wants me to do." I'm
And Violet's like,
like,
yeah, you're right. It was a mistake.
yeah, for real. And I'm just like, dude, like you are literally like, what
The
is going
biggest
on
bitch
here?
that's ever lived.
Yeah, like honestly, kind of like a little bit. So, whatever. Anyway, weight training ensues a few times, you know, with Imogen, and she does kind of have this passing thought of like, oh my God, like we're Imogen and Xaden lovers. Like, she's already getting
And
like
she's
crazy white girl
jealous.
jealousy, and she hasn't even spoken like many words to this guy. They've had brief conversations, and she's already jealous of another woman potentially sleeping with him. Okay, so that's cool.
This
She
isn't the
has a new
first time she's
duty.
been jealous of Imogen either. Back when they sparred
Yeah.
for the first time, when they had spoken even less, and she's still like thinking like, okay, his main goal is to kill me. He hands off his weapons to Imogen before he gets in the sparring ring with her, and then she's like jealous about that.
Dude, she be making, like, she has already planned out her and Zayden's wedding and where they are going to live. It's insane. She is on step 4 of the relationship. Zayden doesn't even know the relationship is happening. All right. That's where Violet is, honestly, at this point. We do get her new duty that she has is transporting books from a scribe to like one of the professors. Yeah. And that scribe gives her like books, but also like current battle information and like any correspondence that comes in. It's like her duty to be like transferring that. And she meets like a friend that she has there who is deaf and signs to speak. I thought that was kind of random and interesting. She
Yeah,
also
this is a friend that
keeps
she had like trained with for a while when she was going to be in the scribe quadrant.
Right,
So.
right. And you learn a little bit about the scribes at this point, and they're all basically like very boring vanilla. Like they're not supposed to have facial expressions or like act out too much like their emotions.
Mhm.
They're meant to be like very bland and like meld into like their library collection, because the library books and like the library itself are the focus, not them. They're just the workers to uphold this information is like kind of the philosophy that you're getting from them. Anyway, so aside from those boring people, Dane finds her and is pissed. And he's pissed because she's falling off her dragon still, like a lot. She's gone through multiple flight practices at this point, and while it's getting better slowly, she's still falling off a lot, and that shouldn't be happening. She didn't tell him because he's like all scared about everything anyway, and like she's not going to bring up more shit that is going to cause him anxiety. And he's, I'm Dane, I'm butthurt, I can't believe I can't protect you and coddle you from everything. And she finally snaps. She says, quote, "The reason we'll never be anything more than friends isn't because of your rules. It's because you have no faith in me, even now when I've survived against all odds and bonded to not just one dragon, but 2. You still think I won't make it, so forgive me, but you're about to be some of the bullshit this place cuts away from me." And then she walks away on a warpath, and she just randomly flips Xaden off. Like, Xaden is off minding his own business, not even acknowledging this girl, and she's flipping him off. And I'm like, bro, you have to think that this woman is unhinged. Like, what is going on here? Like, seriously, what is happening? It's freaking crazy. She's, walking away from that, and it's, whatever. And there's a cadet that just starts screaming. Like, he's just tweaking out. He's got this crazy headache, and he's yelling all over the place. His name's Jeremiah.
Make it
And
stop.
and he's like, "Make it stop, what the fuck?" And then he starts reading like Dane's thoughts of the situation that just happened between the two of them. And Xaden is like, "Oh my God, if you have anything that is, shouldn't be on your mind, like think about something else. Think about like history or whatever the fuck, clear your mind." So he doesn't, tell them, anything. Xaden uses his shadow magic and covers the boy's mouth so he can't spew any more saucy secrets from anybody. And this really nice professor, Carr, comes up to provide his assistance, and he snaps the boy's neck immediately. Just no, nothing. Because we find out that mind readers, they are illegal. We don't
Are
fuck
they
with them.
intrinsics or intrinsics or?
Yeah, something like that. And they're mind readers, and that's just not allowed.
And yeah, that's not because you can know too much. Also, I think we may have glossed over a small detail that does come into play later, and it's that I believe it was before threshing. She runs into Xaden in the courtyard, and it's like really late, and maybe it's after the gauntlet. Anyways, it's really late. He's there with I think like Bodhi and Garrick, and they had just been somewhere, and they like get into a little argument or whatever, and he's like, "Don't you want to know where I've been?" She's like, "No, not fucking really." But anyways, so she sees them out past curfew. There's no like practice missions going on or anything. Not something that should be happening, kind of suspicious. And obviously, so she knows about that. And then she also knows about them having that meeting at the beginning of the book. So that's, I think, part of the reason why Xaden's like, "Oh my God, you need to clear your mind now."
Definitely. That does make a lot of sense. And also it's great because she didn't even know, like she wasn't putting any of that together, because the whole time she's just like, "Oh my God, you're so sexy, but I hate you." Like she's not paying attention to anything anything he's actually doing. She's totally oblivious.
I mean, she is paying attention, but I do think that his lethal giant body is normally at the forefront of her mind, yes.
Yeah, it's very distracting. So that night she's sleeping and she's having a dream, having a great time, and Taryn just starts screaming at her
Wake
in
up,
her
wake up,
mind.
wake up, wake up.
Yeah, he's like, wake up, and she's like, excuse me, what? And he's like, if you don't wake up right now, you're literally gonna die. And so she wakes up and is, of course, like, could you imagine waking up and there's all these people in your room and they're like, hey, we're here to stab you.
I would freak the fuck out. I'm like, legitimately, that's like one of my fears is like, I'll sometimes sleep with a blanket over my head because I'm always afraid I'm gonna like wake up and there's gonna be like a demon or like somebody there to rob my house that's like right in front of my face. So
Oh,
I, like,
absolutely
I
not.
sleep with
Yeah.
something over my head. So if I open my eyes, I see blanket first at the very least. So
Dude,
stupid.
absolutely not. I mean, I totally feel that though. I am not about the thought of somebody breaking into my house. I fucking hate that. I hope that never happens. But I totally have had the same thought of like, oh my God, I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and somebody's just going to be standing there. Just standing there.
I also used
Like,
to
you
have
hear.
sleep paralysis and would like sometimes like
Oh,
wake up and
no.
see things. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, fuck no, I'd flip the shit out.
Yeah, I was definitely not about that. So yeah, she wakes up and she's full panic and she actually takes a sword to the fucking back, but she's sleeping in her corset, girl. Hey, there's that corset, dragon scale corset doing some work.
Again.
And yeah, and it just dings right off her. And the people are like shocked. They've seen her be stabbed in her abdomen multiple times and nothing happened, but they are still shocked. Okay. This is like the third or fourth time this has happened to her.
We don't know if these particular people have seen her specifically.
Yeah, true. But they keep attacking the corset. Convenient. We love that. There's everywhere else on her body. You could chop off a leg, maybe just go straight for the head. No, they're going for the back. Anyway, she's like fighting him off. One of the dudes is Oren, who's literally one of the guys she like let live when she was having the whole sparring match during threshing. So that was pretty cool of him. It's a recurring theme that she should just fucking kill these people, and she doesn't.
Yeah. Well, then it's a bunch of unbonded and one other person that is not an unbonded. Does it tell us who it is originally?
No, it doesn't tell us who it is originally, just that somebody had unlocked the door and they had slipped out.
Yeah, and she saw who it was, but she's like, it couldn't be. There's no way, right?
She's, fending people off, whatever, but she's overwhelmed by Oren, and he's like got her by her arm and he's got a knife to her throat and he's about to kill her, and time stops. And all of a sudden, she's the only one that can actually move around. Her golden dragon says in her mind, mine, like this is her
Screams
power.
mine.
By this point, she's making her way to the door while everyone's frozen. Zayden has made it to the door. He just immediately, no questions asked, kills every single one of them. Like,
at that
he
point, time
suffocates-
has obviously snapped.
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Time reverts back, and then he just immediately murders everyone. He inspects her to see, what's going on with her, and he sees that she has a bruise because the sword hit her, and her dragon mail corset, gets revealed to him, and he's like, yeah, definitely, keep that on at all times.
Then he's also like, what the fuck? How did you get over here?
And he's very confused by that. And
Very
also all of
suspicious.
them.
Oh yeah, and then also like after he murders these people, isn't Violet like still horny for him?
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, it's insane. She's like not even concerned. She is concerned for sure, but still like in the back of her mind, she's like, what does she say? She says, there will never be a right set of circumstances when it comes to him, let alone right after he's executed half a dozen people. But in my defense, and in a sick, twisted way, his rescue was pretty damn hot.
I just can't.
He just brutally ended the lives of 6 people, but damn, I want to eat you up like a charcuterie board.
Sexy way.
Oh my God. I mean, unbelievable, dude. So Zayden is taking her down a secret path, and it leads to the flight field. And they're met by their 3 dragons. And this is where the bomb drops that the golden dragon is only 2 years old.
Yeah, so
And
that's
she's
what
a feather
feathertails
tail
are.
because
They're
she's
babies.
a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is literally a baby.
And dragons are like really, really, really protective of their young. So normally you will never see them outside of the veil. She like specifically requested and had to like fight to be able to go and check out the humans, and then she decided to bond, which was kind of an unexpected thing. And
Right.
yeah, and so also they can't channel. Little baby dragons cannot channel, but they can lend their own power, which is different when they're little than when they're, full grown. Their powers change. So like Violet can use her power. However, if she overdoes it, she'll kill Andarna.
Which in turn could go into, end up killing all of them. So
Yeah.
she's got to be very careful about that.
Which we already mentioned before, but Andarna's power currently is she can stop time for short periods.
So Xaden wants to know, after all this, they find all this out. Oh, they also, like, Taryn and Segale tell her, like, we can't mention anything like this to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else human knows what the Feathertails are, what they're capable of doing, and they definitely don't know that they could just take their power for themselves and not have the dragon anymore to channel it. Like, I guess there's like something that they could do to like just keep the power for themselves. The baby dragon would die, and then the humans would not need dragons for magic anymore, and that's unacceptable. That is something super important to note. Moving on, Xaden wants to know how the hell they broke into the room, and she's like, there's no way he's gonna believe me of who it is. That's the end of like that chapter. That's how they wrap it up. It's just her being like, oh my God, he's never going to believe me. We cut to the next morning and they're having their formation. People, are getting their names read. Xaden has to, before like anything happens, he moves another cadet, Liam, into her squad. And Liam is basically her new bodyguard. Like, he's just supposed to follow her around, and she's super pissed about it. But he's like, you can get over it. Like, if you die, I die. We're not playing this game. Anyway, back to people getting read off on the thing. That ends, and Xaden's like, hey, we've had a breach in Codex. Someone tried to murder cadets, and
Or Cadet Sorrengail while she was sleeping.
Yeah,
which is,
yeah.
as we mentioned before, a big no-no. That's the only time they're not allowed to kill people, is if they're in their squad or if they're fucking sleeping.
Xaden, so this is actually being read by like the main dude, and then Xaden comes forward to make the accusation that it is Amber Davis.
Mavis.
Every one of these names will be ruined. Oh my God. Amber Mavis.
Yeah. Oh God.
Who's like, the initial wing leader and friend that we talked about that has been, around Dane, whatever. Dane does not believe this. Dane is like,
Violet, you have
pump
to
the brakes.
You have to tell them you're lying.
Yeah, like, you saw something. You don't know what is going on right now. Like, you're full of shit. This is not cool.
I would say trying to gaslight her, but he doesn't know either.
No, he truly believes that she would never break the rules. Like, it's just not possible. He's like, no, she fucking loves rules as much as I do. She eats those rules up. Like, you don't understand.
Rules.
Yes, like she loves rules, and she's like, get fucked. And he actually like reaches for her face, like without consent at this point, because he needs to touch her to see her memory. And he's like, let me see. He doesn't ask. He just tells her and like reaches for her. And I was like, girl, Dane, honey, you need to lose some fingers, at least a pinky. What is happening here? We don't love that. But Violet asked her dragon to do something that does not normally happen and share the memory with people, but just specifically the part where she sees Amber coming into her room. And he does. Dane sees it and is like, no way. Oh my God, what is happening? To wrap all this drama up, Amber just gets incinerated. She's found guilty, and her her dragon's super sad about it, which I do kind of feel bad for the dragon.
And Violet tries to stop Taryn from killing her, and he's like, no.
Yeah, like,
she has to die.
We're not doing this. Before Amber dies, she like goes crazy, and she's like, she's so weak. She cheated at the gauntlet. Like, she's just not worthy. Like, oh my God. And Taryn's like, that's cool story, girl. Bye.
Yeah.
And then she's ashes. We love that.
Man,
good Lord.
You worked your way up to be a wing leader just to ruin it by being a petty ass bitch.
Anyway, so now Violet has her new bodyguard, Liam, right? Big, tall, sexy Liam. They are on the library duty, like previously mentioned, but he's going with her now. So as they are waiting together, they start having conversations. and they chat a little bit about Liam's past. He's, you know, the son of one of the betrayers. It was specifically his mom. We find out that was really the one that was leading shit. And his dad actually like didn't really support it, but he also got murdered. And Violet's like, no way, that totally didn't happen. I have read all of the scribe material on what happened during this resistance. They don't mention that. He's like, well, that's what happens. Don't know what to tell you. He
I was
also
there.
yeah, he also tells her that like all the marked ones have no choice but to participate in the writer's quadrant when they become of age. Like they cannot pick any of the other quadrants. They must do the writer's one, and it's honestly being pushed like that on them because they're trying to kill a lot of them off.
Or like to atone for the sins of their parents, they have to pursue the most dangerous path and defend the kingdom.
She's finding all this out, and she's kind of realizing that it's not lining up with a lot of the stuff that she's read on, like I mentioned previously. And so this is where we start to get like the mention of, oh, they're doing typical government things. They're covering up shit that doesn't really look that great. We want the conquest to sound nice and pretty and very good. So that was really like more of the vibe I was getting from that. On their way back with the paperwork that they have, one of the notes like falls off, and she opens it, and he's like, do you see classified anywhere? And she's like, no, I don't think. And so she just reads this battle report that's like current, and she sees that a village to the south has been like ransacked and a lot of their stuff was stolen. And she's kind of shocked by this because places to the south aren't usually being attacked, but now all of a sudden they are. She's kind of expecting to hear this information in battle brief class. For, you know, now that she's read it, she rolls it back up, she sets it down, she gets to battle brief class. Professor is like, yeah, everything's really boring right now, like nothing's happening,
No
it's super
attacks to
chill.
mention.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about this old battle. And Violet is like, what was it classified, like what's going on here? Okay, well I guess they definitely don't tell us everything, which like duh.
Since it wasn't specifically classified, they're like wondering, okay, so like, is there some underlying reason why they're not telling us about this attack specifically? Obviously, yes. It's like big government conspiracy.
Right,
Per your typical early 2000s YA dystopian novel.
Yeah, exactly. Starting on the next chapter, I have, oh my god, fucking murder me. They're doing training sessions, and Violet is sparring with Rhiannon. And this is where, of course, Xaden and Garrick come in, and they just rip their shirts off, and their glistening pectorals and abs are all out, and they're beating the shit out of each other, and it's a beautiful, dangerous dance. And just a lot of cringe things coming out of her thought process.
In my mind, when I was reading this scene, have you seen the original Top Gun?
No.
Oh my god, okay, so we have to watch it. Trent and I, we watched it before we went to see the new one, like last year before, something like that, whenever it came out. And we were laughing so hard at the fact that like, no matter what is going on, what scene in that movie is happening, they all look like they're fucking coated in baby oil and glistening. And I'm like, does the AC not work in this place? What is going on? So that's what I'm imagining when they're fighting in the sparring ring, is like Top Gun and them being sweaty and glistening.
So to bring her back from reality, from these two glisteningly oiled boys who are fighting each other, looking all beautiful and sexy, is Jack Barlow. He's like, hey girl, I'm still here. I'm still giving you shit. I still fucking hate you. And she's like, you don't scare me. Okay, dude. Like, I watched you run away after I stabbed you. Don't act like it. You're a little coward. Her choosing not to fight him makes Taryn proud of her. And he's like, you showed some restraint. I think you're ready. And she's like, oh, he's finally going to start channeling power to me, because that's like something that happens. The dragons ultimately decide when to start channeling power. The humans ultimately have to manifest their signet. That just kind of happens over time. So we're on step one. He's given her the power. Apparently this power leads to her feeling Taryn fucking the shit out of Sorrengail.
Yeah, so it opens up the floodgates to her like feeling everything going on with him. So yeah, they're having some sexy time, and she's getting all those emotions down the bond, which means Violet is, I mean, she's normally horny, but at this point she's like unbearably horny. She's like undulating on her bed horny.
Yeah, she like opens the door because she's like, "Oh, I got to get out of here. Like this ain't right. Like what's going on?" And Liam is just there and she's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" But also like, "Oh my god, you have a dick, right?" Like she doesn't say
I never
anything to
noticed how
him.
sexy you were before.
Yeah, like she's like he's like, "Why are you looking at me like I am a piece of meat?"
She's like, you need to
And
get
she's
out of the way before I climb you like a tree.
so she gets away from him and she runs into Zayden, who is smoking charam or something.
Churum, something. It's like
Charam, yeah,
magical fucking opium weed. I don't know.
yeah. It's some good
And it's
because
apparently
it's
very
illegal.
illegal.
Yeah, and he does not give a shit. But he's like, hey, it helps numb them when they're having their horny dragon sex.
And he's also
So
like, why the fuck aren't your shields up? And she's like, what are you talking about? You have to be channeling before they teach you how to put your shields up. So I don't know how to do it yet. I just started channeling.
so he's really nice and he decides to teach her, which is sweet of him.
And she's
And
magically amazing at it, like she is with so many other things. Like I was going to mention before, when she was like poisoning people, they don't say that Violet has ever poisoned anyone before, and she's just like already really good at it. And then when did she learn how to fucking throw daggers with expert precision? Like she had been training for 6 months before conscription day. It can barely hold her backpack up, yet she could fucking throw a dagger at a bullseye. I don't know. It's just it gives me those same early 2000s YA dystopian vibes that I was talking about, where we have the protagonist that is like, she's got her faults, like her joints and her ligaments are weak,
mhm,
but she's
she's
good
hella
at
smart.
fucking everything.
Yeah, right. Like she's got it going on. So she gets it like on like the first try. She's like grounding herself in her mind and like managing to like shut that shit off and Zayden's like, "Okay,
Took
girl,
me a
that's
week to do
cool."
that.
She does kind of like get a little snarky with him because she can't just like accept his help and like be cool with it. She does like make the comment of like, "Oh, now you're going to help me." And he's like, "Now I'm going to help you.
Bitch,
Like, do
I've
you
been
not remember
helping
me?
you.
Like I have given you a bodyguard. I slaughtered everyone who tried to kill you. Can you get your shit together, girl? Like, I'm obviously trying to do something." And she's just like, "Wah, give me
You're
more
only doing that
attention."
because we're bonded.
After their little session of him teaching her how to shield mentally, he starts making out with her.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
they have a whole moment where, what does he say? It would be like catastrophic if I kissed you right now, and then she's like calamitous, and then they
Yeah. And then they are just making out. And then Zayden, like a true mysterious bad boy, he just grabs her by the fucking head. No, I'm kidding. He like pushes her back and is like,
you're not even the
bye.
one feeling this right now. It's just tear and leave. And she's like, bitch, I've been horny for you this whole time.
Yeah, she's like very confused. She's like, no, but actually it's all me. It's not the dragon. And he is just not here for it. He's like, yeah, obviously it's the dragon. You stupid girl. Like, you don't know anything.
Good.
Calamitous. I'm fucking dead.
Oh,
Oh my god. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up there.
ended on a high note.
This will be part 1. We'll have part 2 coming out very soon, so stick around for that because that is the more fun half of the book, I
The
think.
exciting bit.
Oh, yes. And by exciting bit, we mean fucking.
And more dragon stuff.
And more dragon stuff. Yeah, definitely
And
more dragon
probably
stuff.
more people dying, because that seems to be a common occurrence in this book.
We also forgot to mention in the beginning of the episode that we do have a Facebook page. So if you want to check that out at Girl Dinner Book Club, we would love to see you guys. Leave a little bit of comments on how you feel about the book. Just any little tidbits. We are going to love reading anything and everything you post for us. So that would be super cool of you. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else to spew out of my mouth hole except for I humbly apologize for saying like 9 billion times. I'm going to try not to do that in the next episode.
And I'm gonna really do my best to not myself into oblivion. Apologies.
And with that, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.